Newstalk is innovative in many different ways. We're looking into the future of social media, multimedia and interactivity. To discuss this is our Deputy Station Editor Patricia Monaghan, Ger Gilroy, our Sports Editor, Ivan Yates, one of our breakfast presenters, our Moncrief presenter Sean Moncrief and our News Director John Keogh. Here's what they had to say.
A core value of Newstalk is to use social media because we want to be interactive. So Twitter, Facebook and all the rest of it is a core part of feeding into the broadcast product that we produce. And therefore when it came to a presidential debate, we linked up with Google to have a YouTube live debate because it's a core value of the cohort of which we're going after, of the younger listener, that Newstalk is a byword for innovation. Newstalk also has Newstalk TV, which means that for every programme you can actually go on the web and look at the programme live. So if you're listening to a guest that's driving you mad, you can actually see what he or she looks like. So all the time Newstalk is pushing out the boundaries of innovation.
Video is obviously a very important part of Newstalk at this stage. Newstalk TV is the obvious example where we broadcast a video feed of everything that goes out on air online, so people can see what they're listening to as well. Radio, you can see, is the phrase we used famously a couple of years back. But video and the potential for video goes well beyond that. Video content on the site today is as important as audio content. So reporters are all equipped with cameras. The teams that are in Estonia today for the match go out and get clips of fans and get video footage for the website that helps make us a multi-platform media organisation. As a radio station that are aimed at a 25 to 44-year-old audience and an audience that is much more social media and digitally savvy than the older radio audience, it makes absolute sense for us, and I can only see video having more and more impact on our product and us creating more and more exclusive content, video content for the web.
View Report is one of Newstalk's newest innovative ideas. We created it about 2 months ago when it was launched in September. It is to give the citizen journalists and the general public a chance to upload their stories, their views, pictures, photographs, videos onto our platform. And then every Wednesday, it's announced on the George Hook Show, a Newstalk panel of judges picks a winner. We give them a small incentive. At the moment we're sponsored by Nokia, so they get a Nokia phone. It's a community that they can be rewarded and eventually work their way up the journalism ladder to something, or even get a job in Newstalk like myself.
We have a different commentary style for our rugby coverage and for our GAA coverage than anybody else. We thought that one of the things that has happened in recent years is that people have become far more keen for various data points. There is far more information available to the average sports fan now than there was 20 years ago when there were 2 GAA correspondents. Now there are 15. And so what we've tried to do is to have 2 analysts alongside a commentator plus somebody on the touchline, so that there's kind of a rolling form of analysis which constantly questions and evolves the received wisdom that just the one person experience will get. I think being open to do that type of thing is one of the reasons why Newstalk Sport chimed with so many people and why they like what we do and why we're fresher and more vibrant.
General election, we had to cover that as the results were coming in right across the country. The votes were being counted in all 43 constituencies, that's 36 count centres right across the country. We were live in each one of those. Massive logistical operation, biggest probably ever undertaken by Newstalk. We were able to broadcast the results, the winners, the losers, live as it was happening, right back here. So from the outside broadcast units in each of those count centres right back to the office here, and indeed then out on air. We were putting those counts up online. We had massive hits to our website during the whole count days rather of the general election, and indeed again more recently in the presidential election.
A lot of radio programs do they do a movie slot. Not so many actually do anything where they talk about wines particularly, or about kind of specialty beers. So we thought, rather than do a discrete movie slot like everyone else does, which is kind of boring, we thought we'd stick the two of them together, and then you'd have a person who is an expert on wine, say for instance, and another person who's a movie reviewer, and then they would also be a bit of cross-pollination, because everyone's got an opinion about movies, and everyone's got an opinion about the wine they're drinking. Lots of people listen when they're going home, and we get millions of texts from people saying, God, you've really put me in the mood for the weekend now, which is the entire intention of the thing, to put them in the mood for going home for the weekend, which is why then it developed into, we do outside broadcasts on a Friday, and an audience comes along and they drink the wine as well, and then actually they stay after the live broadcast and drink a hell of a lot more wine. So it's as close as you can get on radio to real life, which is what we're aiming at.
Our ultimate selling point is the uniqueness of our presenters and the personalities they bring to everything they do.
You have to be prepared to take a little bit of a risk, and we would constantly review what we're doing. We would constantly say, okay, well, let's try something, and we tried lots of things that didn't work, but we go with it for 6 weeks or 8 weeks and see how it sounds on radio, see how people are reacting to it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work, but as long as we're still prepared to keep doing that, I think that's the most important thing.
Newstalk have done many times over the last year. We just recently won the 2011 PPI Radio Station of the Year. Our JNR figures just broke over 302,000 listeners, which is a massive thing for Ireland. And now we want to create a digital strategy with our video multimedia. We have Newstalk Television, which is in our studios. We have reporters outside with video cameras. We have the audio in the studio and out of the studio with the text. And with all three, Newstalk is going to only grow stronger and stronger.